See, we are in the general ledger. See, yesterday we have started sample documents, and as a part of it, we have created one sample document. Now, today we will see how to display sample document. Madhusudan, can you hear me now? Madhusudan. Okay. See the step number 3 in the sample documents. Display sample document. Transaction code FBM3. One second, let me close all the files. FBM3. Display sample documents FBM3. So click on document list. Company code is equal to 3366. You can see the material. You can see the steps here. Company code 3366. Document number 1 to all 9s. Because I don't know how many number of sample documents you have created. So we can enter 1 to all 9s. Fiscal year 2017. So if you know the number exactly, you can directly enter the number. Suppose if you don't know any number, you can give the entire range, 1 to all 9s. Click on execute. So in this case, we have created only one sample document. So system is displaying only one sample document. Double click on the document to display sample document. See, sundry expense account to cash. This is the document what you have created yesterday as sample document. Now see the next step. Posting of document by taking the sample document as a reference. So let us assume that we have incurred some $15 towards some sundry expenses. So how to post this sundry expenses transaction using the sample document as reference? We have to go to the transaction code F-02 only. F-02. Chandrasekhar, can you please mute yourself? Okay. So go to menu document, post with reference. Document number. So what is the document number you want to use as reference? 1,01,000. Company code 3366. Fiscal year 2017. Select display line items. Select display line items. Click on enter. By mistake, I have entered 10,01,000. See, we have created the sample document yesterday. That's why the document date and posting date are defaulted as 27th October. But today we are posting. Today is 28th. So we have to change the document number and posting. Sorry. We have to change the document date and posting date. Okay. Write down. Document date is equal to 28/10/2017. So you have to change the document date and posting date. Posting date also 28/10/2017. And other details you need not enter. You need not enter document type, company code, currency, period. And also you need not enter posting key account. So this information is defaulted from the sample document. So it is enough if you change the document date and posting date in the document header. Then click on enter. See, amount is, let us say $15. Amount is $15. And you need not enter business area, you need not enter text. Similarly, you need not enter the posting key for the second line item, and you need not enter the account number for the second line item. So it is enough if you change the amount for the first line item, then click on enter. So again, you have to change the amount for the second line item. And amount is equal to 15. See, you need not enter business area, you need not enter text. So that's how it is enough if you change the amount column for the line items. Click on save and save. You have to click on save 2 times. See, document 11 was posted in the company code 3366. Now the regular accounting document has been posted. Now the GL account balances have been updated. See, first let us display the document. If you go to FB03, you can see the regular accounting document. Sundry expense account to cash. And you see the document number 11. So we have posted one accounting document taking the sample document as reference. Now your GL account balances should have been updated. If you go to FS10M and you enter the GL account number 4,350,000 sundry expense account, then click on enter, click on execute. See, $15 was updated as debit balance. So this is the function of sample document. Now let us assume that we have incurred another $10 as sundry expenses again, and let us see how to post it again. Same procedure. Go to F-02, go to menu document, post with reference, and give the document number 1,01,000. Select display line items, click on enter, and you change the document date and posting date 28/10/2017. Posting date also 28/10/2017. Click on enter. So amount is also same. So you need not change the amount also. Again enter. Save. Save. Document 12 was posted in the company code 3366. So if you go to the balance display in the sundry expenses account, see, $25 was updated. If you double click on the total and if you select the system standard layout, see here, we have posted 2 transactions using the sample document. So $15 and $10. This is how whenever the user has to post the sundry expenses payment, he can use the sample document as a reference and he can post the document very fast. This is how the sample document reduces the posting burden on the employees. And see the next step. Change sample document, FBM2. So here SAP follows one logic. Generally, 1 is create, 2 is change, 3 is display. Suppose if you remember, display sample document, the transaction code is FBM3. To change sample document, FBM2. Sometimes it has followed this type of logic in designing the transaction codes. FBM2. Document number is equal to 1,01,000. Change sample document. Transaction code FBM2. Company code 3366. Fiscal year 2017. Click on enter. Then see the material. Double click on debit line item and credit line items and make the necessary changes and click on save. Here you can change the amount, you can change the value date, you can change the text. So you can make necessary changes and you can click on save. Right? This is how we can edit the sample document. And you write one point here. You have some space, right? Please write down there. In the original sample document, in the original sample document. We cannot change account number in the original sample document. We cannot change account number, company code, and business area. Company code and business area for each line item. For each line item. So we cannot edit these three fields. Except these three fields, we can edit anything. Now see the next step. Step number 6. Delete the sample document. F.57. So if you want to delete the sample document, how to do? You have to go to the transaction code F.57. Company code 3366. Document number 1,01,000. This is the document to be deleted. Fiscal year 2017. Fiscal year 2017. Now look at the screen. Reference document type M means sample document. So I am going to delete the recurring document. I am going to delete the sample document. So you enter M. And these reference document types are already defined in the system. We cannot maintain our own reference document types. And select test run. Test run means trial run. So generally, when you are deleting any object from the database, first we execute it on the test run basis. Then we will see what is the document that is going to be deleted. Then we can proceed further. So select test run. Click on execute. See, it says that sample document contains 2 line items. Observe the document. Click on back arrow. Deselect test run. Click on execute. Update run. Do you really want to delete? Yes. That's how we can delete the sample document. Now, I hope everybody has understood how the sample document is going to reduce the burden on the employees. See the next topic, recurring documents. So first I will explain what is the concept of recurring documents. Let us go to the notes material. Recurring documents. There are some business transactions which occur regularly at fixed intervals. Examples. Fixed intervals, please remember. Some business transactions will take place at fixed intervals. What are those? Rent payment. Every month we have to pay rent. So every month is called interval. Then payment of term loan installment. For example, we have taken one term loan and the term loan is to be repaid maybe every month in the form of installments. Maybe every 2 months, maybe every quarter. So here every 2 months, every month, every quarter, they are called intervals. Similarly, we have taken one vehicle loan. So the vehicle loan is also to be paid every month. So like that, there are some business transactions which take place at fixed intervals. So in order to post these transactions, we can use the recurring document functionality. But in order to use the recurring document functionality, the business transaction should satisfy 2 conditions. One is the day of posting should be same in every interval. Interval is fixed. Every month is an interval. Every quarter is an interval. Every 6 months is an interval. So in every interval, please remember, interval is fixed and in every interval, the day of posting also should be same. The day of posting means what? For example, you take rent. On 1st of every month, we have to pay rent and we have to post. So every month is called interval and the 1st of every month is called day of posting, not the date, day of posting. So on the 1st day of every month, we have to post the rent. Then The amount of the transaction should be same in every interval. So amount of rent is same every month, no? So the day of posting is same and the amount of the rent is also same every month. So rent transaction satisfies these two conditions. So we can use the recurring document functionality to post this rent payment. For example, you take term loan. We have taken one term loan and then term loan is to be repaid in the form of installments. So every month you have to pay installment and the day of payment is also same every month. Maybe 5th of every month, maybe 7th of every month, maybe 10th of every month. But the day of posting is same, no? And the amount of the installment is also same. So we can use the recurring document functionality. And similarly, vehicle loan installment. The day of posting is same in every month and also the amount of the loan, the amount of the term vehicle loan installment is also same. So like that, for all those business transactions which satisfies these two conditions, we can use the recurring document functionality. For example, let us assume that we are paying salaries on 28th of every month. So every month is fixed and the day of payment and the day of posting is same. Every month 28th. But the amount of the total salary will be same every month? No and never. So the salaries transaction is not satisfying the second condition. In that case, we cannot use the recurring document functionality. But if you want, you can use sample document. Clear? Now, here, if you assume that there are 500 business transactions which are taking place on the first of every month, and these 500 transactions are satisfying these two conditions, then what we do is we create 500 recurring documents for 500 business transactions, and these 500 recurring documents are stored in the database. Now, on the first of every month, the user executes one transaction code, and in that transaction code, the user enters the information in only 7 to 8 fields. Then the system will post automatically all the 500 accounting documents on the first of every month. See, to post 500 accounting documents, we are using only one transaction code and wherein we are giving the information only in 78 fields. Otherwise, what happens? The user has to execute the F-02 transaction code 500 times, which takes a lot of time. So this is the concept of recurring document functionality. Now we are going to see it practically. So when the recurring documents are created, they also do not update any GL account balances. They are just stored in the database. And every month, when the recurring cycle is executed, the system will post all the 500 accounting documents. Then only the GL account balances are updated. Then, for every recurring document, we should specify the first run date, last run date, and interval for posting. This I will explain at the time of creating the recurring document. The original recurring documents do not update any transactional figures. The transactional figures are updated when the accounting documents are posted using the recurring documents by running the recurring cycle. This is called recurring cycle. Then the following functions are available for the recurring documents. Number one, we can display recurring documents, we can edit recurring documents, we can delete recurring documents. We have to define a special number range for recurring documents also. The number range number for the recurring documents is X1. It is similar to X2 is for sample document, right? Similarly, X1 is for recurring documents. Now we will see one by one. See the material first, configuration material, creation of number ranges for recurring documents, FBN1. Company code is equal to 3366. Click on change intervals. See, already we have used up to 2 lakh numbers. Click on insert interval. Number is equal to X1. Number is equal to X1. Year is equal to 2017. Year is equal to 2017. From number. If you press on F4, the system will display the next available number range. So the next available number range is starting from 2 lakh 1. So from number is equal to 2 lakh 1 within brackets F4. Within brackets F4. To number 3 lakhs. To number 3 lakhs. Click on insert and save. Now see the next step. Creation of recurring document. See, out of all the GL accounts you have created till now, the rent business transaction satisfies two conditions, right? So let us create, because the day of posting is same and the amount of the rent transaction is also same, right? So let us create the recurring document for the rent business transaction. Transaction code FBD1. You can see the transaction code in the material FBD1. Company code is 3366. First run on 1/1/2017. So from which date you want to start posting this transaction? 1/1/2017. Generally, these recurring documents are created as they are to be posted from the beginning of the year. So I am taking first run on. Suppose if you want to post it from 1st November, that's it. First run on 1/11/2017. But just like that I am using 1/1/2017. Last run on 31st December 2020. Why so? The lease agreement is for 4 years. The lease agreement is for 4 years, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's why up to 2020, I want to use this recurring document. Suppose I want to use this recurring document throughout the life of the enterprise. In that case, enter 31st December 9999. Clear? Then interval in months. So how frequently you want to post this business transaction? It depends upon the nature of the business transaction. Because this is the rent business transaction, so we have to pay rent every month, you have to post the rent every month. That's why if you press on F4, you can see the 12 options. If the transaction is to be posted every month, we enter 01. If the transaction is to be posted every 2 months, we enter 02. And if the transaction is to be posted every 3 months, we enter 03. Because this is the rent business transaction, I am using 01 every month. Suppose you are creating the recurring document for the term loan installment. So how frequently the term loan is to be paid? So if the term loan installment is to be paid every month, we enter 01. And if the term loan installment is to be paid every quarter, we enter 03. And if the term loan installment is to be paid every half yearly, then we enter 06. How do we decide? See, whether the repayment of the term loan is to be done every month or every 2 months or every quarter is contained in the term loan agreement. That is called repayment schedule. So when you take the term loan, compulsory and it is mandatory to sign one agreement with the bank, right? So the agreement prepared by the bank will clearly specify what is the repayment schedule. So based on that repayment schedule, we enter the interval in months here. If the repayment is to be done every quarter, we enter 03. If the repayment is to be done every half yearly, enter 06. If the repayment is to be done every 1 year, right, you enter 12. In that case, it's not that much necessary to create the recurring document, because once in a year we are posting, right? In that case, you don't have a special advantage, but it is possible. Now, document type SA. Other things are as usual. Posting key 40, debit for GL account. Account is 4,300,000, rent account. Click on enter. See, it is giving a warning message. Actually, we are in 28th October 2017, but we have given the first run on 1/1/2017. Just ignore the message. Ignore the warning message. You can write it down if you want. Ignore the warning message. Click on enter. Amount is 10,000. Business area 3366. Text being rent paid. Text being rent paid. Posting key 50. Account is 2,100,000. Click on enter. Amount is asterisk. Business area 3366. Text plus. Click on save. So see here, document 2,01,000 was stored in the company code 3366. Right? So like that, we create the recurring documents for all the business transactions which satisfies these two conditions. Now let us assume that we have created 500 recurring documents for 500 business transactions which are to be posted on first of every month. Let us assume like this. Then only you can understand how this is going to reduce the burden on the employees at the end of the topic. Now see the next step. To display recurring documents, F.15. Company code is 3366. Document number 1 to all 9s, because I don't know how many number of recurring documents you have created and what are their numbers. But if you know the number specifically, you can enter the number here. Otherwise, you can enter the range. Fiscal year 2017. Fiscal year 2017. Click on execute. So in our class, we have created only one recurring document. That's why it is showing only one recurring document. Now let us try to understand how to interpret this recurring document now. Company code 3366. Item number. Item number means line item number. Line item number 1, line item number 2. Then PK means posting key. So for the first line item, the posting key is 40. For the second line item, posting key is 50. And this is the document number 2,01,000. And account type. Both the line items are yes. Yes means what? Yes means GL account type. We discussed it in posting to the variant. So both the line items are GL accounts. And these are the account numbers. And this is the recurring document created for document type SA. Posting date 28/10/2017. This is the date on which you have created. First run 1/1/2017 and the next run 1/1/2017. Actually, at the time of creating the recurring document, you defined that first run on 1/1/2017. So according to this schedule, every month first, the user has to execute the recurring cycle transaction. But then the documents are posted. But till now, we did not start executing the recurring cycle, right? So as per the schedule defined, the next run is on 1/1/2017. Once you execute the recurring cycle on 1st January 2017, the system automatically changes this date to 1st February 2017. I will show you after executing the recurring cycle on 1st January. Let us come back to this document. I will show you the updation again. And the last run is this, and this is the amount. Now, to post the documents using recurring document. So let us assume today is 1st January 2017. So the user has to execute one transaction code F.14. Company code is 3366. Document number 1 to all nines. I told you to assume that we have created 500 recurring documents. So I don't know those 500 numbers. So I am giving 1 to all nines. Fiscal year 2017. Fiscal year 2017. Settlement period is equal to 1/1/2017. Settlement period is equal to 1/1/2017 within brackets. It is the date on which the accounting documents are to be posted. It is the date on which the accounting documents are to be posted using the recurring documents. Using the recurring documents. So here I have given settlement period 1/1/2017. On this date, the documents are to be posted. Batch input session name is equal to FICO1. You can give any name. Batch input session name is equal to FICO1. But what is the batch input? On the bottom of the page, you have some space, right? Please write down there. Here you have some space. Otherwise, you can write it here itself also. Batch input. It is the group of similar items. It is the group of similar items for processing purpose. It is the group of similar items for processing purpose. The batch inputs are used. The batch inputs are used to process the large volumes of data. To process the large volumes of data. See here, what is the similar items for processing purpose here? Yes. In the real time also, we can give any name, Anil. See, what is the similar items for processing purpose here? See, look at the screen, everybody. In the document numbers, we have given 1 to all nines. So between these numbers, the system will identify only those documents which are to be posted on this day. That is the similarity. Similarity is being to be posted on 1st January 2017. So based on the similarity, the system will create one object which includes all the documents which are to be posted on 1/1/2017. That object is called batch input. So for the batch input, the user has to give one name. It can be anything, just like that I have given FICO. And this is the name of the user who has created this batch input. That's it. User will do this thing only. Click on execute. See here, session FICO1 was created. Please remember, only the batch input was created. That's it. The documents are not yet posted. The accounting documents will be posted only when this batch input session has been executed. So how to execute the batch input session? That is the next step. See, batch input is the question posted by Srinivas. He wanted me to come again. See, batch input is the group of similar items. So What are the similar items in this transaction? We have given 1 to all 9s in the document numbers. So between these two documents, we have 500 recurring documents to be posted on 1st of every month. So all these 500 recurring documents are to be posted in this example on 1/1/2017. This is the similarity. All the documents which are to be posted on 1/1/2017 are grouped by the system, and they are created as one object. That object is called batch input. So for the batch input, the user has to enter one name. That name can be anything, just like that I have given the FICO one. Clear, Anil?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay.
I'm Srinivas.
Oh, sorry, Srinivas. Okay. So session FICO one was created. So the accounting documents are not yet posted. Please remember, only the batch input session is created. Now, in order to enable the system to post the accounting document, the batch input session is to be executed. See the next step. To post the document by executing batch input session. Go to menu. This is the menu bar, system, services, batch input, sessions. So you can use this path. Otherwise, you can use the transaction code SM35. You can write the transaction code here, SM35. One second. See, go to menu system services batch input sessions. Select the session. You can see the session created by us. So all the sessions created by different users are displayed in this screen in SM35. So select the session FICO1. Click on click on execute process session or click on process session. Select display errors only. Means during the processing, if the system finds any errors, the system will maintain the log of errors. Then click on process. See, processing of batch input session completed. Exit batch input. Now the document should have been posted. In our example, I told you to assume that we have created 500 recurring documents. Now in this case, 500 accounting documents should have been posted. See, to post 500 documents, how much time we have taken. So generally in the real time, what happens is these batch input sessions are created by the accountant who are to post the transactions. Then he gives one message to the basis system admin, right, with the batch input name. Then the basis system admin will log on to the transaction code SM35 and he executes this transaction code. Then 500 documents will be posted. Generally, see, in our batch input, we have only one document, right? That's why the processing was completed very fast. But if you have 500 recurring documents to be processed, it will take a little bit more time. That is the reason why generally these batch inputs are executed during the night times. Because during the daytime, right, every employee will be working. They are using the software, right? So the load on the server is very high. That's why if you execute these batch input sessions, right, during the daytime, it will take some more processing time. In order to reduce the load on the servers, generally these batch inputs are executed during the night times. That is the case when your client company is working on 24 hours. I mean, when your client company is working on 3 shifts, we will do like this. Otherwise, they are executed during the daytime only. Now, let us see the original recurring document again. It is not there in the material, just to make you understand. Okay, before that, see, to display the document posted by recurring cycle, go to FB03. FB03 is for displaying the accounting document, right? Document number 13. If you go to FB03, the system automatically takes the document number, right? Latest document number. So document number is equal to 13, company code 3366, fiscal year 2017. Click on enter. See, rent account data to cash, and you see the document date and posting date 1/1/2017, posting date also 1/1/2017. So if you had 500 recurring documents in the batch input session, the system would have posted 500 accounting documents like this. Now let us display the original recurring document. F.15, company code 3366, document number 2,01,000. This is the original document number, fiscal year 2017. Execute. See, next run is automatically updated to 1st February 2017. So again, if you execute the recurring cycle on 1st February 2017, the system will update next run to 1st March 2017. So let us execute the recurring cycle again on February, just to make you understand. Just look at the screen. F.14. Company code is 3366. Document number 12 all nines. Fiscal year 2017. Settlement period 1st February 2017. Batch input. You can use same name also or any other name also. ABC1. Click on execute. See, session ABC1 was created. Now go to menu, system, services, batch input, sessions. Select the session ABC1. Click on execute process. Select display errors only. Click on process. Exit batch input. If you go to FB03, document number 14 is posted. See, rent account data to cash, document number, document date 1st February 2017, posting date 1st February 2017. Now let us display original recurring document again. Let us display the next run date. Let us see what happened to that. See, next run 1st March 2017. Clear? Now see the next step. Change the recurring document. What is the necessity to change the recurring document? I will give an example. Real-time example. See, the rent agreement has lapsed on 31st January 2017. Okay? And from 1st February 2017, there is 10% increase in the rent. So from next month onwards, the rent is to be paid 11,000. Okay? So the February rent is paid on 1st of March. Okay? Now, every month we have to create batch input. If you create all the, see, technically speaking, you can create all the sessions at a time. But if you execute the batch input, for the next months also, for the future months also, the postings are done. It's wrong. Accounting wise, it's wrong, right? That is the reason why every month first, the user executes this transaction code. Now, so the February month rent, we are posting on 1st March. So from 1st March onwards, the business transaction is to be posted with increased amount, right? For that reason, we have to change the amount column in the original recurring document. How to change? See, FBD2. FBD2, change recurring document. Document number is equal to 2,01,000. Company code 3366. Company code 3366. Fiscal year 2017. Click on enter. So 10% increase means 1,000 and 10,000, right? So double click on debit line item and credit line item, make the necessary changes and click on save. See the material. Double click on debit line item and credit line item and make the necessary changes and click on save. So amount is 11,000. On 10,000, 10% increase means 1,000. 10,000 plus 1,000 is 11,000. So click on back arrow, double click on credit line item. Amount is 11,000. Click on save. Now, here, look at the screen. The recurring document is to be posted. Next the recurring cycle is to be executed on 1st March, right? So let us execute on 1st March. F.14. Company code 3366. Document number 1 to all 9s. Fiscal year 2017. Settlement period. So as per the schedule, right? 1st March. Okay. But here I am doing one mistake intentionally. See, every month first we have to execute the recurring cycle. Okay, fine. But on 1st March, I did not execute the recurring cycle by mistake. So the rent was not posted for the month of March. Now today is 1st April. So I am trying to execute the recurring cycle now on 1st April. So I have given the settlement period 1st April 2017. I hope for everybody the mistake what I have done is clear. So settlement period I have given 1/4/2017. Then batch input session I have given boss. Click on execute. See the message given by system. Session boss was not created. So without executing the recurring cycle for the previous month as per the schedule, system will not allow the user to execute the recurring cycle for the current month. Means in the schedule, you cannot skip the postings for any month. That's how system automatically takes the control to see that the postings are done as per the schedule every month. Clear, no? So if I change the date, it creates the session now. See, session boss was created. Look at the screen. 1 second. Let the message be gone. Why it is this much? See, session boss was created, right? Now, let us display the document. Sorry, we have to execute batch input session, no? SM35. You can go to direct transaction code SM35. It is the basic system admin transaction codes. See, generally, the transaction code which starts with S is the technical end users and technical consultant transaction codes. And generally, every FI end user transaction code starts with F. FI end user transaction codes generally starts with F. See, set the session, click on execute process, select display errors, click on process, exit batch input. Document 15 was posted. See, FB03. Rent account data to cash 11,000. Rent account data to cash 11,000. So from now onwards, every month, this rent business transaction will be posted with the increased amount 11,000. Clear? Now, this is the recurring document functionality. Now it should be understood for everybody how the recurring document reduces the posting burden on the employees. Now, delete the recurring document. You have to write something here. On the top of the page, right? Write down here. Please write down here. To delete the recurring document, we have to select the deletion indicator, we have to select the deletion indicator in the original recurring document. In the original recurring document. Procedure. Procedure. Go to the transaction code. Yes, I hope everybody can hear me now. Adi, can you hear me now? Okay. See, there was a net problem for a while from my side. The power has gone and again it has resumed. Now, continue. Procedure. Go to the transaction code FBD2. Go to the transaction code FBD2. Change recurring document. Change recurring document. So again we have to log in. FBD2. Document number is equal to 1 lakh 1. Sorry, 2 lakh 1. Document number is equal to 2 lakh 1. Company code 3366. Company code 3366. Fiscal year 2017. Fiscal year 2017. Go to menu, view. Go to menu, view. Recurring entry data. Go to menu, view, recurring entry data. Select deletion indicator. Select deletion indicator. Now it is possible to delete the recurring document. Select deletion indicator. And look at the screen, please. Okay, first write down. Select deletion indicator. Click on save. Click on save. And look at the screen, please. Here we can change the other parameters also in the original recurring document. For example, at the time of creating the recurring document, we have given the interval in month 1 every month. But sometimes you may have to change the interval. Why? I will give you one business example. See, we have taken the term loan from the bank, and initially the bankers have insisted us to pay the installment every month. So at the time of creating the recurring document for this installment payment, we have given the interval 1 every month. So after repayment of the term loan for 3 years, after repayment of the term loan for 3 years without fail in any installment, the bankers have got very much satisfaction for our performance. Then on our request, they have given the approval to pay the installment every 3 months instead of every month. Getting the point? In that case, we have to from now onwards this installment payment transaction is to be posted every 3 months, no? In that case, you can come to this transaction, you can come to this screen and you can make it as 3. Clear? So this is very important function. And also you can change the next run date also here. Okay. So here I'm just selecting deletion indicator. And also you can see number of runs. So how many number of times you have executed recurring cycle till now? 3 times. So all these parameters you can display here. Then click on save. Now it is possible to delete the recurring document. See, step number last one, 8. Deletion recurring document. Delete recurring document. F.58. Sorry. F.56. Company code is equal to 3366. Document number 2,01,000. Document number 2,01,000. Fiscal year 2017. See, reference document D is there. D means recurring document. Select test run. Click on execute. See, it says that it contains 2 documents, 2 line items. Observe the recurring document. Click on back arrow. Deselect test run. Click on execute. Update run. Do you really want to delete? If you want to delete the recurring document, click yes on the message. So this is the recurring document functionality and the sample document functionality. So remaining things we will see on Monday. Monday means Monday USA day, Tuesday Indian day. Actually, I told you that I would take the weekend class also, but it seems that it's not possible for me this weekend. I will try to take the next weekend. Okay. So again, we have the class on Tuesday Indian day and Monday USA day. Akila, you have any questions? Okay. Anil. Okay. Chandrasekhar. Okay. Gadilinga. Okay. Himasailaja. Okay. Khalid. Okay. Purushottam, I will call you after the class to discuss with you. Purushottam, can you hear me? Okay, okay. Roni, any questions? Okay. Srinivas.
Sir, why to delete the documents, recurring documents?
No, I don't
What
tell.
is the necessity?
Okay. We have created the recurring document for 3 years. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We have created the recurring document rent for 3 years. And
Yes.
during these 3 years, you have constructed your own premises. Then there is no rent business transaction every month. In that case, you don't use this recurring document. So when you don't use this recurring document, why it has to be there in the database? It has to be deleted, no?
Clear, sir. Right. I got it, sir.
See, actually, what happens is, it's not compulsory to delete again. If necessary, if the user wants to delete, how to delete? The consultant has to meet all these requirements of the user, right? Yeah, Chandrasekhar, definitely. You can join FSCM also, Chandrasekhar, no issues. But you have to understand this total FICO for that. Srinivas, you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Tafiq. Tafiq, any questions? See, Chandrasekhar, after FSCO, instead of joining FSCM, it is better to join Simple Finance. Because Simple Finance is the now hot module now. Right? Yeah. Instead of joining FSCM, right? Better, it is the best, not better. It is the best to join Simple Finance because it is going to rule the world like anything. Simple Finance. Okay then. See you on Monday, right? Good night and good day. Happy weekend, everybody.